Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Not as good as last night, but very good. Very good. Shkoyach Rabbi Sai, thanks for having me again. We're at the Belsky home. Typical fashion, I have a flight pretty soon, unpacked, the whole thing. So if we have to stop in the middle, we'll have to stop. Because of that, we're not going to do a whole lot of emails, just one. Good morning, Rebelli. This email has been on my mind. Oh, Lili Nishmat Morosi, Ruspas Mordechai. This email has been on my mind for the longest time, and I finally pushed myself to write it. I'm not going to mention his name, even though he put his name in here. I'm just going to take out his name. He's a very good friend of MDY, a big part of MDY. He comes every day to the Beis Medrash. Other people write in saying how they started learning for the first time in a long time and many similar scenarios. Then they go on to say how the Daf has changed their lives from A to Z in a very positive way. I just wanted to put out a disclaimer that it also works in the opposite way. I've been learning with you since the beginning of Brachas, and indeed being a part of such a chabur and learning day in, day and day out has really changed my life in a majorly positive way. Unfortunately, this past summer, I fell off the bandwagon. After getting back on after the summer for a bit with the outbreak of the war, a certain opportunity that arose from that, and you leaving the country, I've really fallen off. So too has my davening, learning, and even Shalom Beis. I'm hoping that writing this will itself push me to get back on the wagon and turn everything around once again. Thanks for everything that you do for Klal Yisrael, eagerly waiting your return home. Okay, listen, hopefully I'm on the way home. I did bust my knee a shtickle. The truth is, I busted my knee. I ripped my ACL when I was a teenager. I had 2 surgeries, and ever since then, I've been struggling with my knee. I haven't done anything since then. It's over 30 years. And now, just, when was it? 2 days ago, or maybe yesterday, I don't even remember when it was, my knee gave out. So it doesn't really bend. And I went to somebody today, a specialist. So if they call me back and say there's a great appointment with a great doctor, so I might have to cancel my trip. Just stick around for another few weeks. But meanwhile, we have a flight tonight, and we're trying to catch that one. Great. Otherwise, you probably have to come back to the States if it doesn't go away. What else do we have here? Yeah, the Masech responsible for the unity of Am Yisrael. Paras HaChodesh is the last day. Rafur Shleim for Debora Bas Sarah, the mother of Gershon Ben Moshe. She has the terrible machla, the same machla that my mother had when she was 49. And the Paras HaChodesh, Hatzlocha L'zechus Yosef Mayer ben Rochel and Yidden worldwide. Paras HaChodesh Leilo Nishmat Chaneh bat Elimelech. Paras HaChodesh Leilo Nishmat Mendel ben Pinchas. Paras HaChodesh Leilo Nishmat Zechrya ben Moshe. You like how I go from Nishmat to Nishmas? Depends who. That's how they wrote it. Leilo Nishmas Chaya bas Yosef. Paras Hayoim Yehudah. Ooh, Yidy Schwartz. He's in the house. Yeah, it's you. No, where is this? Your name is Yidy Schwartz? What's that woman? Shimmy Braun. You think, okay. Shimmy Braun, it's the same, no?
Sounds exactly the same, yeah.
Looks the same.
Awkward! No, I know his name is Shimmy Braun, but no, I didn't. He's the matzah bakery guy. He gives me matzahs all the time. I say his name over and over. Today, I call me. Okay, that's what happens. You got to go. I hope the Gemara doesn't come out like that. Shimmy Braun. Oh yeah, I said that. Paras Yehudah Schwartz, Yidy Schwartz. Who's Yidy Schwartz? I know Yidy Schwartz. Zech Nishmat Sofi Mori Reb Shalom Mordechai ben Reb Yaakov Alevi Niftach Chav Beis Kislev Tavshin Ayin Ches. Paras Hayoim in the Schus that Akiva Solkowitz F94 restarts the Daf. The mice is better for us. I'm just thinking now. This is the first time I saw this one. It's better for us that he doesn't do the Daf, because we get a lot of people that send in that the schus they should start the daf. It's a big money maker for MDY. Paras Hayoim, Eliyohu Neiman, Rafua Shlema for Simcha ben Yamin Zev ben Bina Rikel Bafsha, and by Adam Kaufman in memory of Hendel Bas Shmuel, the art of the day. Adam Kaufman in the art of the month. Yosef ben Chaya Sarah for all the schusim that come from supporting Limud Torah. Okay, so let's see what we have. As I was leaving my brother's house, not all the art was in place. Yoshi was getting it done, so bear with me. We're holding Daf Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph on top, and we were discussing Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi says this idea that if you go into a carpenter's, let's see what we have here. Okay, the carpenter's workshop, And it's not on the screen. Here it is. Yeah. Carpenter's workshop. So he went through this whole thing that he gave you permission to come in, didn't give you permission, and he said, Potter Megalus, there's two Lashinas. Did he say it on the first case that he gave permission, didn't give permission? Potter from Galus, and you're chayiv in four things. You're not chayiv in the bottom one, boishes, embarrassment. But if somebody, again, so this is the carpenter doing work, guy comes into his shop and ends up going out in an ambulance or dead. So if he had permission, didn't have permission, but Rabbi Yossi said, if he was injured, you have to pay him these four things. If he died, you don't have to go to Gullus. We saw one shot that it's so severe what he did, Gullus doesn't even help. Another shot was that he doesn't have to go to Gullus. Rav Zvid Mishmei Derava, 2 lines down. Rav Zvid Mishmei Derava Masilaha. He says, Rabbi Yossi said, Potter from Gullus, Chayiv in the Dal Dvarim is on this case. Umatza prat lamamtzi tzasmoi. So here's the pasuk. Right? We saw this pasuk yesterday. Person goes into the forest to chop wood. He goes with his friend. He has an axe. He starts chopping wood, and the axe finds, let's say, the head. Umatzas reyeyu. It hits his friend, and he dies. What's umatza? Says the Gemara, umatza prat lamamtzi tzasmoi. Okay, what does that mean? That this comes to exclude if somebody puts himself in the way. Umatza, you threw the axe by mistake. You didn't know the guy's there, but you threw it by mistake and it hits a guy. The guy didn't come into the axe. Says Gemara, what's the case that somebody comes into the object? Imagine to yourself a guy, he has to get rid of his refrigerator. Lives on the 4th floor. So he looks out the window, he looks right and left, nobody's there. So he takes the refrigerator, he starts pushing it out the window. The neighbor below, he hears some noise. So he sticks his head out to see what's going on. And that's the last thing he sees.
No 3D?
So, no 3D today, not on such short notice. So, Michi Yotza Evim Tachziyada. Guy looks around, nobody there. He takes a stone, throws it. And this guy all of a sudden peeks his head out. You know, curiosity killed the cat. Yeah. Curiosity is not such a great thing. Sometimes we are curious and we do things that we shouldn't be doing. We see things from the war or whatever, then we have such charata. Why did I look at that thing? It's curiosity and it destroys. You got to be careful with curiosity. Okay, so Akopanim, he sticks out his head, and that was the end of that guy. You got a stone. So what's the halacha? Potter. Why? Because of this pasuk. Umatza, that you're shaygay because you didn't know he was there. But if you looked and he wasn't there, and he came into the picture, then you're potter. On this he said it, not on the whole carpenter shop. On this, potter migalus, v'chay bar badvar. So it could be potter migalus over here means that he was negligent. He should have thought, hey, there's always people walking by there. So this is what we call. What do we call this? Karav, shoy karav lemezid. Where is it? Okay. It doesn't matter. No, not in this. That's with an animal, with a shen. Over here we're talking about other Amud Aleph. You do something, it doesn't matter where you are. V'chay bar bodvar. And therefore, you have to pay him for lost wages and medical and all that stuff. Why don't you have to pay for busha again? Because you have to be miskaven, and he wasn't miskaven. Says Gemara, man de masin laho. Whoever took this Rabbi Yossi and said that he said the halacha that what you're potter from Golos chayv and dal dvarim. The one who said it on this case, kolchkin akamaisa, certainly on the carpenter, because over there he's a lot more negligent. But he said, come in, he saw the guy, he's a lot more negligent, so certainly he's chayv. But the one who says that you're chayv on the carpenter shop, yeah. On this, you're completely potter. You don't go to Gullus. You don't go. By the way, today, if somebody has to go to Gullus, not that they do, but if somebody has to go to Gullus in dangerous cities, where do you go? You go to Shechem, Hebron. These are all, or Kadesh, I think it's called up north. You know, it's Not kedai to get involved with that. Tanarabana. Back in the day, somebody worked for somebody else. There's no, automatic withdrawals and wires and you didn't get a check. You went to the guy's house. You knocked on the door. Now the guy has a trick up his sleeve. What do you do when you have all these employees that come? You have a nice dog that kills people. The dog bit him. And he died. Potter. What is he potter from? Koifer. Remember what koifer is. Koifer is not a... I'm going to beat that koifer. I'm going to knock that koifer out. What is it called? You know? Koifer is when you have to pay for when your animal kills somebody. We could do a little chazara. When your animal kills someone, you have to pay the value of that person. And what do you do with the animal? Let's say it's a snake. Let's say it's a dog. Whatever it is, the animal dies. Even if the person came into your house, any animal that kills a human being, you kill it. So the Acherim argue. They say that the Tanakhama says these guys came into the house. They have some sort of right to come in because they're coming to demand payment. But if my dog kills them, I don't have to pay for damages. I don't have to pay koifer. No. Since these workers, these employees have permission, therefore he is chayiv in koifer. As the Gemara, what's going on here? What's the machlokes exactly? If this guy hangs out in the city, interesting. There's two types of people. It's people that are out there, at this time of the day. Where is he usually at this time of the day? Is he on a job site or he works from his home office? We have to know. Big difference. If you usually find him out in the city, so then why do the Acherim say he's chayiv? They shouldn't have been in the house there with the dog. And if he's usually in the house, my time in the Tanakama, why does the Tanakama say that he's potter? The guy's always there. They're coming to pick up the check. He should be careful. Very interesting. There's a person, sometimes he's home, sometimes he's not, we don't know. Bava, in. I wouldn't say the story in public, but because my chavrusa told it to me this morning, and it's neged, so you just understand. He said he was once taking a shower in somebody's house. There's a knock on the door. So he said, yes. So the guy walked in. So he thought the guy's going to say, oh, sorry. The guy starts doing stuff there. So he realized they said yes. The guy thought yes means, okay, you could come in and then take care of you. Took down a roll of toilet paper, whatever for the... Our people, says the Gemara, that they speak different languages. You say yes, means yes, come in. Or yes means, hold on, I'll be there in a minute. What does yes mean? Mamish, that's the question here. I'm not saying that guy was normal. But maybe back in the time of the Gemara, when you say yes, how does it go in English? I don't know. How do you...
My family, hello, did you get? Who's about the food?
Okay, whatever it is. Vikaria above Amalu in. He said yes. Who is it? No, if you say who is it, it's a question. But you say yes, could be hold on.
Like what do you want? Yes, like what do you want?
Or yes, come in. Yes, you have permission to come in. Marcel in. Come on,
come back tomorrow.
No, I'm actually yak you with time. It's not my fault that I don't have enough time to prepare. And the other one says no. Yes means stay right where you are. I'm coming to you. What does Taisus say over here? Oh, so Taisus, there's a little Taisus here. So he says, so we're talking about a guy that's in between. Sometimes he's home, sometimes he's not home. But what if he's a guy that's always home? Pshitelei, says Taisus, the kuma duchtach mashma. Yes means stay right there where you are. But if he's the type of guy that hangs outside of the house, then yes means come in. So Taisus himself says, in those days, yes could mean come in. Yes can mean stay where you are, depending what type of work you do. If you work from home, yes means stay where you are. And if you work outside of home, so yes means come in. That's what he says. So since we're talking about a guy that's in between, so now we have a machlokes. What exactly happened here? Says the Gemara, in kuma duchtoch mashma. So we have a raya. Now, in this case, a person says yes, he means stay where you are, don't come in. And if you did come in and the dog killed you, then it's not his fault. Employee comes in to demand payment. That's our case. Potter. It says over here, even though he came in with permission. Now we have to understand that my potter, he came in with permission. Why are you potter? You told the guy to come in, then your dog attacks him. Why are you potter? Alav, because we must explain the kari above Amralian. What he meant is, he said, hey, yes. So you have to, if you don't understand the language of people, it could cost you your life. He said, yes. What he meant is stay right there where you are. Doesn't mean that you should jump in into the dog's heart. Okay? Says the Eli Mishnah. Sponsored by Moshe Cohen. L'zchus, Parnasa, and Hatzlocha L'zechus. Shnei shvarim tamim shechavlu zeh. Let me see if I can find it here. So let's just go through these. This is carpenter guy. Oh, I don't know if I think Yoshi did something better, so let me go find them. This is from Daf Yomi still. Oh, so it goes like this. Very simple stuff. It's the same idea over and over. We have a tam and a mud. A tam pays 50% of his damage. Tam is an animal that only damaged 3 times, less than 4. The 4th, you have to start paying full amount. Mud, he did it already 3 times. The 4th time, he pays the full amount. The other difference is, Tam pays Megufay, Mud pays Ma'aliyah. Only the value of the animal itself, whatever the value is. So if this animal damages a Ferrari worth $100,000, he only pays the $1,000, whatever he himself is worth. That's it. The animal's worth $1,000, that's all he pays. Okay, so like in this case, 2 bulls that caused damage to each other. They saw each other, they just went crazy, started damaging each other. So here we go. This one has $50 damage, this one has $100 damage. What do? So we say the total damage is 50. In other words, the one that did $100 damage, his bill is only 50 because you have to deduct what he caused damage to the other one. So look what happens here. If I ask you the question, think about it for a second. It's very interesting. This is a machlokes and rishonim here. The bull on the right, he was damaged 100, let's say. The bull on the left was damaged 50. So the bull on the left has to pay 50 to the bull on the right. But he's a tam. So how much should he pay? 50 or half of the 50?
Half the 50 is half of the 100. He's paying half of the other damage.
No. They cause each other damage. So perhaps whatever damage they cause each other, we're going to pretend it doesn't exist. The 50, we'll take it off the bill. So now what's left is only $50 damage to the one on the right. Now we go and say, hey, he's a tam, he has to pay 50% of that. 25. So that's what Rashi says. So here, 50 is 50%, and then he only pays 25 in Am Yisrael. Okay? Other Rishonim argue. Whatever's left over in the difference, you forget the 50 that he caused. The 100 that he caused, now there's only 50 difference. He pays half of that from whatever's left over. Here's another case. All of them are black, they're mature, they've done this a bunch of times before. They're both mud, so they have to pay whatever it is, they have to pay the full amount. So the case is this guy did 50, this guy has to pay the full 50. The difference is 50, pay the whole 50. Now also don't forget that the tam only pays migufa, whatever he's worth. If the $25 doesn't pay the whatever the damage is, it's too bad. That's all he has to pay. Sorry. What if one is a tam, one is a mud? Muad b'tam. Basically, it's the same case over and over. Places wonders why do you have to say all these cases? Okay. Muad b'tam mishalim b'moisen ezek shalom. If the one who caused more damage is the muad, so he has to pay the full amount. If the one that caused the damage is a tam b'muad mishalim b'moisen chatzin ezek, then he only has to pay 50%. Two human beings that had a nice fight. They adam muad la'ilam. A human being is always a muad. There's no tam. The concept of tam that only exists by Karen doesn't even exist by Shan and Regal. So therefore, you have to pay the full amount. Adam b'muad. What if a human being had a nice fight with a bull? Muad ba, not a smart guy. Muad ba adam. Misham b'moisen ezek shalom. What do they call those guys that go against bulls? Whatever. He's practicing. Matador. He's a matador. Stuck the knife into the bull. What they do, whatever. So he has to pay. Adam b'muad b'muad ba. Misham b'moisen ezek shalom. He has to pay the full amount. Adam atam v'tam b'adam. What if this is interesting. What if the bull that the human being is fighting with is a tam v'tam b'adam, or the bull caused damage to a human being? Adam atam shalom b'moisen ezek shalom. A human being always pays the full amount. Tam ba'adam. But since the bull is a tam, mishalom b'moisen chatzin ezek. Argues Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva Omer, aftam shechol ba'adam mishalom b'moisen ezek shalom. It's not true. When a bull does damage to a human being, he doesn't pay half. There's no such thing as tam when it comes to human being. Even when the tam is damaging the human being, he has to pay the full amount. He doesn't get off saying, "Oh, this is the first time you attacked the human being." That's what Rabbi Kiva says. Says the Gemara, like this mishpat. Mishpat shar b'shar, kach mishpat shar ba'adam. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I didn't show this yet. Okay. Let's see it again. I didn't even. This guy damaged 100, this guy damaged 50. He has to pay the full amount. But if you reverse it, then the tam pays 25. Excellent. Great job, Yoshi. Okay. What else does he have? Okay. We're going to get to this one in a second. Says Gemara, Kamishpat Hazei Yasalai. See at the end, we can actually see the pasuk here. Pasuk, after it talks about a tam causing damage, a muad causing damage, a bull killing somebody, kamishpat hazeh yasalai. Like this mishpat you have to do to him. Kamishpat shar b'shar, kach mishpat shar b'adam. Because we're talking about a bull damaging a human being. So when a bull damages a human being, ma shar b'shar, tam mishalem chatzin nezek, amud nezek shalom. Right? You can even see the psukim here. First, it's not the whole pasuk. If we're talking about a tam, it says you have to pay half amount. If it's a muad, pasuk chavtes muad, pay the full amount. This is me doing it. Don't worry about the art. It's rudimentary, but just to see how it works. Now you'll see soon why I did it like that. One on top of the other. The tam is on top, muad is under that, and then you have pasuk lamed aleph that says kamishpat hazeh. So it says the Gemara. Rabbi Kiva Omer kamishpat hazeh. No, did I skip? So too, when a bull attacks a human being, so the Tanakama of the Mishnah says, look, it says in the pasuk, that just whatever payments a bull makes to another bull, those are the same payments you make to a human being. So if there's a concept called tam by a bull, and the first 3 times you only pay 50%. So if he attacks a human being, for the first 3 times he attacks human beings, he only pays 50%. Not if he kills them, because if he kills them, it's a whole different story. It's koifer and kill him. Fine. Oh, so now it makes sense. You see pasuk lamed aleph. Says Rabbi Kiva that kamishpat hazeh, this mishpat, meaning the last pasuk I just spoke about, the last mishpat. What's the last mishpat I spoke about? Muad. That's not part of the pasuk. Those are what's in red. Tam and muad in red, I added, right? Muad is pasuk chavtes. That's the bottom one. The closest thing, okay, if he's a muad, you pay the full amount. But you don't say kamishpat hazeh to a tam that's on the top pasuk on chavches. There is no tam when it comes to an animal striking a human being. Says Gemara. So again, kamishpat hazeh katachtoim v'loy ke'elyon. It's such a simple chart, but I think it works because when we think about Tachta and Elyon, what are you talking about? Here it is. Here are all the psukim. Elyon is tam, Tachta is mud. It's like the bottom one, not like the top one. Yacham Mishalim and Aliyah. Okay, so now according to Rabbi Kiva, he doesn't act as a tam. When a bull strikes a human being for the first time in his life, he has to pay the full amount. How much? Where? From what? How much we said? Full amount. From his body, whatever he's worth, or the minaliyah from the best real estate. You see, on this chart, I put it in green. It's the last word. Loy, meaning from himself. On the one hand, he acts like a muad, he pays the full amount. On the other hand, he acts like a tam, that it's only as much as he's worth, not from the prime real estate. Rabbanon zeh lamali. Rabbanon, what do they do with this zeh? Because Rabbi Kiva learns kamishpat hazeh, like this bottom halacha that he's a muad. But Rabbanon say it goes on everything. So what's zeh? The padrimar badvarim. He doesn't have to pay if a bull attacks a human being. What does he pay? Damages. He doesn't have to pay tsar ripu sheves. Certainly not boishes. But he doesn't have to pay lost wages and medical bills. So, Rabbi Kiva the Padrimar badvarim and all this has Rabbi Kiva know that. He says before in the pasuk, when it comes to the four things, yeah, nezek tsar ripu sheves boishes, the Torah says a human being to his friend ba misoy. So ish ba misoy v'leishar ba misoy. A bull that attacks a human being doesn't have to pay these things. Great. Rabbanon, why does they need a special word? Zeh. Imahi, if I would learn it, it's only coming to exclude pain. Now, what's special about pain? Remember, we said it a number of times. Tsar is not something that has a monetary loss. Person in a lot of pain, but didn't lose anything. The other things, Ripoy, you have to pay medical bills. That's a monetary loss. Sheves, you're sitting at home, lost salary, you have to pay for it. That's the monetary. Tsar doesn't have monetary loss. So I would think that from the entire list, you only eat, the bull doesn't have to pay for tsar, but the other things he doesn't have to pay. Maybe the bull should pay the bull. The owner of the bull should pay for his bull's damage for Ripoy and Sheves. Kamashmal on that not. Says the Mishnah, the Heilige Mishnah, sponsored by Moshe Cohen, Hatzlocha, Ruchnis, Gashmis, Shor Shavim Mona, Shanogach, Shor Shavim Masayim. If a bull was worth 100 and it killed or it gored another bull that's worth 200, Veinan Avela Yafaklum, and the Nizak, the one that was damaged, has nothing left from the corpse of this animal, it's worthless. He could go to the damager. He could take the damager, the bull. Why would he want him? I don't know. Maybe he'll take revenge on him. Take him, use him as a plow. And the owner, the mazik, can't say, "I refuse to give it to you. That's my best tractor. I'll give you cash instead." He can't say that. He has the right to go and grab his bull. Says Gemara must need some money. Rabbi Kiva. This goes according to Rabbi Kiva. Sanya Yusham Ashar bebezdin. Divri Rabbi Shmuel. That first you have to go to Bezdin and you have to see how much everything is worth and how, etc. No, immediately it goes. You go and you take the bull himself. What does it mean? What's the machlokes? When you damage my bull, you just become a regular malva and a loiva. You owe me money. You owe him money. Now they become partners. It's not like you owe him $100. Now you just became partners in everything, in the bull that caused damage as well. And the machlokes is in this passage. It says that after a bull damages, you sell the bull and you split the money. The pasuk is talking to the Bezdin. Rahmana, what's Rahmana? Rahmana is Rebbeinu Shalom. It just occurred to me, I might be really slow. Seriously. I was mamish this week. I was thinking to myself, when you learn a Gemara and you want to understand what's going on. So what are you trying to do exactly? You don't understand the Gemara. You break your head to understand the svara, like what's the logic behind it. Sometimes you don't understand the logic. So what are you trying to do? I think until now, I don't know. Maybe I just caught on to it now. Maybe I knew about it. I don't know. So if I'm slow, forgive me. I used to try to figure out what is this Tana saying against this Tana. Like, what are these Tanaim saying? So I'm trying to put my head into the head of the Tana. And then I realized it's really trying to put your head into Hashem's head. What did Hashem mean? Not the Tana. When Hashem said you pay half, you pay whole, you do this, you do that. Why? Why did Hashem say that? I think it's a little bit stronger, no? I don't. Does anybody think like that?
You're saying that we've done when we talk to Hashem, when you've done Hashem's talking to you. So Hashem's talking to you.
Okay. But here, they just remind me, because it says Rachmana. The Beidina Kamaz Rachmana. The Rebbeinu Shleila. The Rachman. He was Mazer the Bezdin. He told the Bezdin, you have to divide the money. Hashem was talking to the Nizik and the Mazik, that you guys are partners now. My Binayu. So where do you see a real nafkamina? What nafkamina is, could I just grab this animal or not? Okay, that's a nice nafkamina. If we're partners, I could just grab your animal. If not partners, then the guy could get away with cash. Big nafkamina is, says Gemara, what if the one that was damaged decides, hey, this animal that damaged my animal, I'm making it hegdish. They didn't go to Bezin. They didn't do anything. I'm making it. Is it yours? Are you a partner automatically, or you have to go to Bezin first? So Rav asks his Rebbe, could the damager, the owner of the damager animal, could he go ahead and sell it? According to Rishmal, all he is, he owes him a little money. Okay. So he owes him a little money. If I owe you money, I could go sell my car. You can say, oh, don't stop, don't sell. You don't have a lien on my car, on my metaltalin. So if he just owes him money, so machor, then it's a good sale. But Dilma, perhaps, says the Gemara, on Amud Beis, no, you have a lien on this animal. It's yours also. It's the nizuk. It's the party that was damaged, and you don't have a right to sell it. Omarlei einoi machor. That's the halacha. See, Aleph over there. It doesn't work to sale. In other words, he has a good lien on it. So Rava knew about this because, as we're going to see, there's two brises here. He says, no, it's not a good sale. So he says, V'tanya machor machor. I have a brisa that says not like you, Rebbe. Reb Nachman, how do you say that it's not a good sale? It says Mufresh in the brisa it's a good sale. So says Reb Nachman, what it means is choizer v'goyveyu. Now you would think that this is like a doichag. No, this is how the Shulchan Aruch paskins. Choizer v'goyveyu. That what? That if the guy goes ahead and sells it, I could go and take it away from the buyer. The turning of the daf, sponsored by Chanan Averbach. Eliyohu Nishmat B'Yom Mayer ben Ze'ev David, my holy nephew, son of Robert Early, and Eliyohu Nishmat B'Yom Mayer ben Ze'ev David, Robert Early, son, two sponsorships for his neshama. Says the Gemara, you're telling me it's sold. It's sold, but if I want it, I could go grab it. So then it's not sold. What is it sold for? In what way is it sold? Says Gemara L'Ridya, that if he used it, he took the animal and he plowed a field with it, good for him. He got a freebie. He doesn't have to pay for that. Until the guy comes and takes his animal back, the one that was damaged goes ahead and takes his animal, then we're okay. But meanwhile, he can use it and plow with it. It's his. The guy, again, you have Reuven and Shimon. Reuven damaged Shimon's animal. Goes Reuven, and before Shimon has a chance to grab the animal, he goes and sells the animal. It's a good tractor, he sells it. The guy that bought it, went and plowed a bunch of fields. Then Shimon wakes up, he says, hey, I want that tractor. It's a good tractor. Let me grab that animal. So he goes in and grabs it. All the fields that the buyer plowed, they were for free. Like he gets his money back from Reuven, and he also got some plowed fields. Says the Gemara, let's say you borrowed money and then you go sell your car. It can't be. We never heard such halacha. If you borrow money and you sell your real estate, you sell your house, Bezin could come and take it. But nobody ever heard that if you borrowed money and you sold your car, you sold your tractor, you sold your drill, that Bezin is going to come and take the drill away from the guy that bought it. We never heard of that. Says Gemara, of course you're right. Chaneh also in the command of soya poitikidam. We have this passage over here. Apoitiki. The leilo remembers what apoitiki is from Daf Amud Aleph. Apoitiki means it's 3 words. Apoitekoi. A guy says, I'm borrowing money and I'm putting this aside. This slave, I'm putting aside for you. You can take, when you come demand money, if I don't pay you cash, here, take this guy. That's for you. So Chaneh also in the command of soya poitikidam. That when you say you could come and collect from this thing, that's different. Says the Gemara of Amar Rava, but what if you did to your slave? Then you could go and collect. However, if you do the same thing, that's what we're talking about, a bull. He said that this bull is an apoitiki. If I don't pay you back, come take the bull. But it doesn't work on a bull. You can't go and say that the sale never happened. It's a shara. Says Gemara, I'll explain to you why. Why does that poitiki work on a slave? In other words, I say I borrow $100,000 from you. I have a slave that's worth $100,000. Here, this slave, he's a computer programmer. He's great, whatever. He makes a lot of money. If I don't pay you $100,000, take the slave. Then I go ahead and I sell the slave. So you could go and grab the slave from whoever bought it. Why? Because everybody knows that this slave was already, there's a lien on him, that he was designated to pay a loan. Slaves are different. Everybody knows who your slave is, what your slave is. Says Gemara, Hanami, Kivin de Nogach. Oh, but a typical bull, nobody knows anything about a bull. But a bull that damaged something, then people say, oh, that's a dangerous bull, and they know about it, and therefore you could make him an apoitiki. The apoitiki would work on such a bull. So he said, Rav Tachliva said this in front of Rebbe Bo. So you have a bull that damaged, and the guy went and real quickly he sold him off for good money. Or he decided to be even worse. He said, okay, I'm not going to gain anything, I'll just give it to Hashem, give it to the Beis Hamikdash. So it's a good mechira. Mecharai a machar. If he tries to sell it, it's not a mechira. Higdisha mugdash. But if you put it to the Beis Hamikdash, it's a good hegdish. Again, so there's a difference between selling and making it hegdish. Selling, it's not good. Hegdish, yes. So the Gemara Mecharai man. Who exactly sold it? Ilim and mazik. So we have a contradiction here. Either way you look at it, there's a problem here. The sale is no good, hegdish is good. Explain why. If the sale is not good, then you can't make it hegdish. If the hegdish works, then you should be able to sell it. So that's the Gemara is basically asking that in different words. Mazik. So who did it? Who sold what? If the mazik, the owner of this bull, sold it, b'charei machar mani, Rabbi Kiva damar huchla l'shar. So that goes according to Rabbi Kiva. Very good. Go according to Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva says you can't sell it. Why? Because it's already owned by the damaged party. You don't have to go to Bezdin. Okay. But Vigdisha Mukdash, how do you explain that, yes, it's owned by the damaged party, but the mazik, the damager, can make it hegdish? Why? Because Asan Rabbi Shmuel. Because then it goes according to another man, that makes no sense. So that you can't say this word goes like Rabbi Kiva and this word goes like Rabbi Shmuel. That doesn't work. Ella Nizok. So who sold it? The guy that's not even involved in the party. He's the one that was damaged. He goes and he sells the bull that's still in the mazik's house. So why isn't it a good sale? Because it goes according to Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel says it's not yours yet. You have to go to Bezdin. Higdish Mugdash. So how come he can make it hegdish? A son of Rabbi Kiva makes no sense. Again, we have a problem. Says Gemara leilo mazik. It's talking about that the one that damaged, he's the one that tried to sell it and it's not a good sale. He's the one that tried to make it hegdish and it is good hegdish. V'divrei hakol. It works like Rabbi Shmuel, it works like Rabbi Kiva. Mecharei machor afilu Rabbi Shmuel. You try to sell it, it's not a mechira. Even according to Rabbi Shmuel, you're the mazik, you're the owner, you're the one that caused the damage, you can't sell it. But it would work, by the way, Rashi says on the spot, it would work a little bit for plowing, for Radia. The Nizik. Even according to Rishmal, I cannot sell it. Why? Because there's a lien over here. Don't sell a car that has a lien on it. But if you try to give it off to the Beis Hamikdash, it does work. I feel Rebbe Kiva, even according to Rebbe Kiva, it says that the mazik has nothing to do with it. The whole entire bull is owned now by the nizuk, by the damaged party. The mazik could go ahead and be magdash. Why? Exactly. That's the only way to get out of these things. Okay. It really shouldn't be hegdish. Shouldn't work at all. It's not yours. You're the damager. It used to be your bull, but too bad. Your bull went ahead and caused severe damage to somebody else. That guy gets your bull now. So you went ahead and you made it hegdish, so that people don't say that you could make something hegdish and just grab it away from hegdish without anything, without a penalty. So we made a gzera. We said, yes, you're right. People don't know. People don't know what happened. They know you had this bull. Everybody knows what car you drive, right? Nobody knows that yesterday you got into a car accident and now you have to give your car away to the other guy. Nobody knows that. So then they found out that you took your car and gave it to hegdish. And the next day you're driving it again. Or the other guy's driving it. So they're going to get mixed up here. So what they say is, you have to give something to hegdish. You can't just take it back from hegdish. You have to pay them a little bit. Even though you had no right to give it to hegdish at all. But people don't know that. So they see that you paid up. You gave hegdish $100 and you redeemed your car, even though your car is $10,000.
Can never give it away. Can never sell it.
Can never sell it. Can never give it to hegdish. Only because people might not know the situation. So we pretend as if his hegdish is hegdish.
Hashem, you can take it back.
It's not yours to give. Could I take your glasses and give it to Hashem? No. You just took that guy's bull and gave it to Hashem. But because people don't know it's that guy's bull, so therefore. Torah Rabbanan. Short time shizik. This is basically the same thing again here. Well, short time shizik. You have a bull that only damaged 3 times or less. It didn't go to Bezdin. Here we have a contradiction. He sold it, it's a good sale. It's good hegdish. He slaughtered it, he shechted it, he gave it away as a gift. It's good. But once he went to Bezdin, it's not a mechira. Over here it says it's not kaddish at all. You shechted it, you gave it away, give the meat away, it's nothing. If you owed money and they come and they grab it, the malva comes and grabs your animal. Actually, hizik, whether he lent you the money before it caused the damage, ben hizik, it doesn't matter when exactly he lent you the money. It's nothing. Why? Because you only pay from the value of this animal. Muj, that's a tam. Muj hizik, bein shama bedin bein shlema. The animal that caused damage 3 times. This is his 4th time, according to most shittas. So whether or not you went to Bezdin, if you sold it, you magdish it, you shechted it, it's good. Then come the lenders and they come to grab it. Why? So you could grab the animal as much as you want. Why? Because the guy's going to have to pay real estate. When it comes to a tam, you grab the animal, whatever's left is left. So the guy that gets damaged is not going to go after anything. He can't go after anything. Whatever the animal's worth, the animal that damaged his animal, that's where I'm going to collect from. So you go and you sell that animal, the guy gets 0. But over here, by Amud, if you sell that animal, the one that's damaged is going to get whatever the damage is. He's going to go to his real estate and take it. Omar Mar, so let's look into this. You sold it, it's a good sale? Not like you thought. Doesn't mean 100% it's a sale. L'ridya. Meanwhile, if you plowed with it, good for you, but you have to give it back. Hegdish and mugdash. You thought that it means that it's a good hegdish? No. Mishum bavo. It's just the gzeira hegdish. It's pretend. You shechted it and you gave it as a gift. It's a good gift. Meaning, okay, you gave it as a gift, so he only gets to use it once or twice for plowing until the guy takes it back. But if you shechted it and now there's meat, let the nizik come and take the meat. The Sanya in the pasuk where it talks about the shar damaging another shar. So it says v'chasavas kaspa, you split, you sell it. Chai in leilo chai. It says over there the word chai. He's alive. How do you know that you go after a dead bull? Yeah, you have the nice geschmacka bull that caused damage to the other bull. So you can go after that bull. Maybe only if the bull is alive. Who said if he's dead you could take its meat? The bull, whether it's alive or dead. Oh, so what's going on here? If it says like this, the question is, why doesn't he come and take whatever he shechted the bull? Okay, so let's say shechted meat is worth $1,000. Let him take $1,000. So well, you're right. But now it's worth less than before. So who has to suffer the consequence? When it was alive, it was a tractor, it was worth $2,000. Now it's only worth $1,000. He has to take the loss. And therefore, very interesting halacha happens here. If you damage your friend's lean, let's say you burn his star, we're going to see in a second. You destroy his lean. Now a lean, what's a lean? It's not a physical thing. A lean is it's a concept. And if you destroy the proof, what did you do? Huh? But you didn't. What did you destroy? Show me what you destroyed. But where is it?
Destroyed.
What do you? A car is here. I destroyed the car. The bull's here. I destroyed the bull. Over here, I took your ability to collect, which is on a piece of paper that's worth 2 cents, and I burnt it. Now, what did I take away from you? It's not tangible. It's not tangible. It's not tangible. It's a.
The ability, you still have the ability.
So where's the ability? So you still have the ability. Where's the ability?
It's a document that's value. You could sell it. You can't sell the stock. It's value.
You can also replace the stock.
Okay, so let's see some examples. The bottom line is, you know what it's called? Groma. Very good. It's called a groma. Yes, I took away your ability to collect, but I'm just a goyim. I didn't take your $2 million and burn it. I just took away the secret card that says that you owe me $2 million. That's just a grama. Over here I went. I shechted this animal. It's worth $2,000. Now it's worth only $1,000. I took away $1,000 from you. I took away $1,000 of ability to collect payment by me shechting it. Says Gemara Pshita. Of course he shouldn't be. You shouldn't go after him if he just shechted the animal. Says Gemara, no, you should. Why? It's funny. To me, it's funny. What's the difference between a live animal and a dead animal? Just the ability that he's breathing oxygen. So I took away. Here he is. It's the same animal, dead, alive. Okay, you can't say that in every kind of situation. If I go and I kill your animal, now you're going to owe me that part. Well, we were talking about he's trying to collect, and he's trying to collect from a live animal. So here's the animal. Here, it just happens to be it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't walk. It smells a little funny now. But it's the same shard. The only difference is a minute ago it went. That's just oxygen. Now it doesn't. Yeah, but that's not physical. That's what he's saying. But maybe in other situations you should be chayiv kamash malam. Says Gemara, Honami Rabba Amro. Now there's a beautiful Rashi here. It's like 7-8 lines from the bottom. Honami Rabba Amro. That is also not a chiddush as to Gemara because Rabba, the famous Rabba, said this. Dama Rabba says Rashi, Rabba Adam Chashvayo. Rabba was a very important person. But what is he saying? Ume Adam Chashav kigoin Rav, a Rabba, but from a very Rashi's coming to explain. What do you mean I shouldn't say this in a I shouldn't say this halacha? Rabba already said it. Okay, so Rabba said it. And sometimes he's not, it's not a Mishnah. So I want to repeat something, a nice halacha. What's the big deal? What are you getting mad at me that I said it again? It's not, if you're repeating a pasuk, a Mishnah, okay, a famous brisa. Says Rashi, no. Rabba is on the level of Rav. Rav was the first Amoira. right? So he was like a Tana. He says something. It's like a Mishnah. Rav Tana Upali. Rabba, it's interesting. Rabba lived 2 generations later, but he was an Adam Chashav. He was on such a high level. Parchinon ki'ilu ksiv b'mishnah b'braisa, says Rashi. It's as if it was literally in a Mishnah and a Braisa. And therefore, the Gemara is asking, well, what's this chiddush? Rabbi also said this. It says like this: I remember reading, and I looked it up today. It's true that Pablo Escobar, famous drug lord, he was probably one of the wealthiest people that ever lived. He used to make $420 million a week. $420 a week. So he was on the run, and his daughter, his son said this. His son is changed his name. He's a chashav mensch today. So his son wrote a book, I guess, or something, and he wrote that they were on the run, and they were so cold that his daughter, his sister, which is Pablo's daughter, got hypothermia. You remember this? And he burnt overnight. He burnt $2 million in dollar bills to heat up the room. It's a little different. This is not. This is a star. You're talking about checks. If I burn your check is not money. Dollars might be different. Again, ask you look around. You burn the bills, your stories of your friend Potter. Nu Rabbi said this. You hear? It's a grama. It's not a physical thing. So he asked me, it's actually discussed there. It does have value. Somebody will pay. Okay. I only took away a piece of paper. If you have this field and there's a lien on the field, and I go ahead and I dig a whole bunch of stuff in there and I ruin the field like that, it's literally like digging holes in the ground. And the Gemara says, and it's not a problem. I mean, it's a problem. You get all these things. I think you're chayiv b'dei shomayim. It's just embezzling here in this world. We can't. If you go and you burn your friend's star for $1 million, they're gonna get you good. You're gonna put you in the grill, toss you around a few times. But in this world, we can't come after you because it's only a grama. Rabboisai, have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you. Oh yeah, from next year. Hopefully, will be from Ramat Shemesh. Unless I stick around there. We'll see. Let's say some Tehillim. We'll say it together, okay? Shir Amalo, Ismaama came for Sicha Adinoi, Shema B'Kolit, Yenos Davik Shuvois, Lekot Achanoi, Im Avinois Tishmorio, Adinoi Mi Amoi, Kimchas Lechol Namati Borei, Kivisi Adinoi, Kimson Nafshi B'Lzvaroi, Nafshi Ladinoi, Shemrim Laboiker, Yachel Yisrael El Adinoi, Kim Adinoi Al Chesed, V'Arbei Moi Kedus, Moi V'Dai Yisrael, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, Anesunim Yitzhak Yishiv Yoim, Dem Beim Yom Yishach, Ogim Rachem Alayim Yitzhak Yitzhak Levachim Afei Lov Mishur Yinigula, Ashtov Agilov Zman Kori, Rimar Omer.